Hello, good morning everyone. Coming in a little early with a chalk project. I figured I'm on vacation, so I'm going to do something that I love and thought I would share it with you. I've been kind of put together some projects. I think I put together some projects on Sunday, and this was one that I was really excited to work on. Hang on one sec, I'm just trying to share the video. Let's see. Here we go. There we go. Close that down. Okay, so as I was saying, I put together this project this weekend, and I know we're not supposed to use boards that aren't ours, but sometimes we have to, right? So I actually got this board on clearance at Michael's, and this is what it looked like when I purchased it. It was pretty plain, just a wood piece, and I am obsessed with dark walnut stain. So I stained this over the weekend, and it has dried, and then once it dried, I used the Minwax finishing wax. So all I did was take a paper towel and just wax the surface. And there's two reasons for that. The first reason is typically with Couture boards you don't have to wax them, any of our surfaces. But when you purchase something from somewhere else and it's wood, it is best to treat it with the Minwax. The reason is twofold. So your transfer is not going to stick quite as hard to it, and you're not going to have problems picking up little splinters of wood on the back of your transfer. And secondly, if you want to change out your design, if you have waxed it first, depending on the chalk paste that you use, but if you've waxed it first, you should be able to remove the design from here. That being said, I am using a dark chalk paste today, so I'm not 100% that it will remove. So the reason that I waxed was just so that I don't ruin my transfer, which happens to be Grateful transfer, which fits in here perfectly. So I'm going to, as we always do with our brand new transfers, we label the back, which is the paper side, and this is the shiny side. That's where our transfer gets returned to. So we want to make sure that we just label the back of our transfer for that reason, so that we are returning it to the correct side. As you can see, it's sticking to my hands. Our transfers are sticky, and they are reusable silkscreen. So you can see the silkscreen area right in here. And like I said, they are sticky. You can see it's sticking to my hand. So in order to help make it not stick quite as much to our surfaces, we always, hello Jody, we always fuzz our transfer. So I'm just taking a towel, because this transfer is rather large. I can put it on my pants and that would be perfectly fine, or my shirt, just to pick up some fuzz. But I'm just going to show you how easy it is to do this with a towel. It's not usually my preferred method, but I just want to demonstrate what it is that I'm doing when I say fuzz up, because usually I do it off screen on my clothes. So this is all there is to it. How are you, Jody? Trying to make sure that I'm just taking away some of the stickiness. It's still going to be sticky, because that's the whole point. You want the transfer to stick to your surface, and then when you have that good adherence to your surface, it's going to help to prevent your chalk paste from bleeding. So that's why we do want it a little sticky, but not quite as sticky as it is when you first purchase it. Okay, so now that we've fuzzed that, going to turn it around and just try to center it here in the inside like that. And then, how are things, Jody? I'm thinking about you. So what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that I'm not feeling any bubbles in my silkscreen area. Hello, Amanda. So once I'm confident that I'm not feeling any bubbles in there, and the reason that we don't want bubbles in our silkscreen area is because if you put the chalk paste and there's a bubble, when you take the transfer off, you're going to see that bubble. So we're just making sure that I'm not feeling any in there. And so I'm going to be using the amazing, I am obsessed with this color. This is our peacock color. I love this. So I'm actually just going to take a big glob and just use my multi-tool to just put some of this paste all over, because this is one of our larger transfers. So I'm gonna go ahead and use our larger handled squeegee, which is awesome for this type of project. And wait until you see how quickly this goes right across. And I hope I just didn't bubble that. Okay. See how quickly and easily it just goes right across. And I do have a lot of chalk paste on there. Just making sure I'm covering all of the silkscreen areas. I'm going over one final time just to remove all of that excess chalk paste. And then I am going to put that right back into my jar, like so. Just leave that there, and I'm hoping that that didn't bubble on me. Hi, Rhonda. I am really hoping that that didn't bubble on me as I was putting it on here. Let's see. Oh, did just a tad right there, but no worries. I can fix that. That looks amazing on the dark walnut stain. Oh my goodness. Wow, does that look awesome. Love that color. Just get a little chalk paste on my finger. Not to worry, our chalk pastes are organic and they do not stain you or your clothes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just a little Q-tip because I had a little boo-boo right there. I'm just going to try to remove that. Actually, I need a little water on my Q-tip. That might help. And because I waxed it, this should come right off. Crossing our fingers. There we go. So that took that little mistake right off there. Okay, perfect. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that when we are done using our jars, we close them up so that they don't dry out. We don't want our chalk paste to dry out. And I always keep a bucket of water off to the side here, and that's where I put my transfer so that the water can kind of start taking off the chalk paste for me. Close that up. And then my husband, when he saw, oh, thanks Jody, I love this color. This is kind of taking over for me from our old chalk paste Azure, which I was obsessed with that color, but now I've moved on to this one. So I'm going to take a little bit of heat to this just to help speed it along in the drying process. I had just a little tiny boo-boo there where I think I had that bubble, but it doesn't, it's okay. And that quickly, it's already starting to dry with just a little heat. So when my husband was actually looking at this project that I had laid out on my floor in my craft room, he said, you know, it would be really cool if you have little tiny pumpkins. And I said, yes, I actually think that I do. It's in our Ghost and Ghouls, and I have to double check. I'm not sure if this is actually available yet. But it was last year, so I had this transfer, and I thought, oh, I had this cute little pumpkin. So he said, why don't you put a couple little pumpkins down on the bottom? And I thought that would be really cute. So I grabbed, this is called pumpkin pie. So I grabbed this chalk paste, and I figured, let's just see. Now I didn't wax this, so if I like it, I'll leave it. If I don't, I'm just going to try to quickly wash it off, but we'll see how it goes. So this cute little pumpkin, I'm just going to fuzz it right on my pants. And then I'm just going to put them right down here in the corner. Let's see if I like it. I think this should look pretty good on the dark walnut too. Just need a tiny, tiny bit of chalk paste. Probably should have used a smaller squeegee because I just went right off the board. Or right off my transfer, I should say, rather. Alright, not to worry though, I can clean that up. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. All right, let me just set that there for 1 second because I didn't want to clean this off where I went off a little bit here. Oh my goodness, I love that. What do you think? Should I do a couple more? Couple more pumpkins across the bottom? I always heard that 3s, so should I do 3 pumpkins? Let me dry that real quick. I love that little detail to the bottom. That was a great idea. All right, let's see. Are we dry? We are dry. I'm going to take that pumpkin again and I'm going to just add another one right here. I think I'm centered. Let's see. So to make sure I'm kind of in this equal to the other one there. And actually this time I am going to grab, these are our small squeegees. Nope, that's the other small squeegee. This is our small squeegee, but then we also have this kind of small squeegee that goes like this. So I actually just cut them, and these are perfect for getting in these little spaces. Also the multi-tool, if you notice what I was starting with, that is also awesome to get into tiny little spaces as well, because this is a tiny guy. Just want to make sure I get all that excess off. I'm going to try one more pass before I clean this. Oh my goodness, so cute. Let's put one more over here. Okay. Just get a little more. I'm hoping you guys can see this. Maybe 3. Yep. You read my mind, Jody. Going with number 3. There we go. Oh, shoot. Yep. 3 was too much. I think I tried to test my limits. Let me just pop that in water, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to wash this one off. There we go. I tested my, I pushed it a little too far, and some of the chalk paste was starting to dry in the silk screen. Not to worry. You see how easy that was to wash off while it was still wet, and even when it's dry, just wash it off with a little water. And then I'm going to just clean off the orange peel, or the pumpkin pie, I mean, rather. The pumpkin pie from my transfer over here in my water pan. Just try to get that orange, and we're going to try again. So no big deal if you have boo-boos. I do it all the time. Just joining which transfer has the tiny pumpkins. So this was our Ghost and Ghouls. I have to double check to see if this is actually still available online, Pam. I'm not entirely sure. This was from last year. I just wanted to grab this cute little pumpkin out of here just for this project. I'm just going to let that dry for a hot second. I didn't clean that off thoroughly. I just kind of threw it in water and tried to get the silk screen area clean. When I'm finished, I will definitely go back and clean that with a disinfectant wipe. But for now, let me let that dry. The Ghost and Ghoul, I'm going to double check, but this one is really cute. This was it's got these cute little like Frankenstein, the mummy, and the witches. So it's got a couple cute little things. It's got little ghosts in it. I'm going to double check for you, Pam, and I'll let you know if this is available online. It's got all different cute little pumpkins in here, different sized pumpkins. So that's why I did that, because my hubby was like, throw a little pumpkin on there. So that's what I did. Let's go back and try this again, shall we? Hopefully my silk screen area is clear. Let's try this again. This one kind of got messed up just a tad too, but that's way too much chalk paste. Cover that. Hopefully that did better this time. There we go. Perfect. I might erase this one too, because I don't like the way that one came out. Let me grab my paper towel. I'm just going to wet that a little bit, and I'm going to try to remove this guy here. Now again, I didn't wax on the frame itself, but that still came off without a problem. So no worries. Okay, let's try this again. I'm just going to clean this silk screen real quick just to make sure. There we go. I'm doing the lazy man's kind of cleaning real quick here just so I can move on to the next pumpkin. Hopefully that's clean. Nope, I can still see some orange in there. Alrighty. Don't do that. That's not a good tip. I'm just trying to rush. It's definitely better to put your transfer in water and clean it properly, but I'm just trying to do this quickly. Alright. Let's try again here. Let's see if we can get this guy to come out. That's better. Much better. Okay, now we can put that guy in our water pan. I'm going to throw my squeegees, now that I got all my excess, back into my jar. Throw my squeegees into my pan of water, and I'm going to show you how you go about cleaning your transfers. So let us take this, and that is the finished piece. I love it. I love that cute little detail down there. And what's also cute is, too, you could add some other embellishments, some ribbon or whatever to jazz it up. I always say whenever I'm doing my projects, I'm very simple, understated. So for me, I love this. This is just perfect for me with the cute little details down here. Just dry those real quick. Because I don't want to hit those. Now they will dry on their own in about 2 to 3 minutes, but I just kind of sped up that process by using my hairdryer. So let me close up my chalk paste. I'm going to try to make some space here on my desk. Move those guys to the side. Clean up here. And then I'll bring my pan with my transfers in it, and I'll show you how easy it is to clean up after you've done your project. As you can see, this transfer didn't quite fit into my pan, but that's not a big deal. Going to use that towel that I used earlier to fuzz up my transfer. And let's hope, I think this should fit on here. So first let me get this little orange guy out of here. This little cute little pumpkin. Clean him a little bit better this time. I'm just going to put him right here in the corner so he doesn't stick to the Grateful. Okay. Now, for transfers like this, sure, I would definitely probably take this right to my sink because that would be easier. But for purposes of the video, I'm just going to show you how I clean it from my pan here. And you can see that as soon as I lift this up, that, see how leaving it in the pan took care of getting most of all of that chalk paste off. Just having the little pumpkin adds that little extra color and detail. I agree, Jody. My husband was right on with that call. It was a good call on his part. I love that. Okay, now, oh, you know what? This is not going to fit on my towel. Let me open up my towel a little bit more. I'm going to slide my little pumpkin off of here because I don't want him to accidentally stick. So I'm going to slide this off here so I can open this up even bigger. Because this transfer is pretty big. Okay, here we go. Get that right onto our towel that we have sitting over here, and we are going to put it sticky side up on our towel. That's how we're going to start with. Just cleaning off my multi-tool. Remember how I was saying to get in those little, it has this piece here so that I could have done the pumpkins with this, and this is the part that you really are supposed to be using to stir. I always do it the other way. It's just easier for me sometimes. So I'm cleaning off my squeegees because we do reuse our squeegees. So I've got them off to the side, and then we've got our big handled squeegee here. Clean that guy off. I think I have everything out of there. I do. Okay, I'm going to move my pan to the side here. So what we do, if you notice when you have your transfer in water, obviously it takes the sticky away. I've got no sticky left on there right now. So in order to bring that stickiness back and in order to clean it properly, the final step that we're going to do is use a disinfectant wipe. And it's pretty amazing to me that, I think it's kind of like counterintuitive, but using the disinfectant wipe will actually bring the stickiness back to our transfer. So it's pretty cool. I'm just removing the excess water from my transfer just because I like to do that first before I start to fully clean it. Just cleaning these guys off. We'll put those to the side. And my big handled squeegee, clean that off. this is perfect for some of those rather large transfers. It really helps make quick work of getting the chalk paste across there. So I am just using I use the Clorox wipes. You can use any wipe that you'd like, just don't use baby wipes. That's the only one that we don't recommend. So you see that because I had it in the bucket, it took off the chalk paste here but not here. But that's okay because my wipe's going to help me right along with that. It's going to help me get that off. And it's not a big deal because this is a darker paste. It's not a big deal that it stains the teal part of your transfer. So long as your silkscreen area is clear, you are good. And all that does, all your little staining shows that you've loved your transfer and you've used it many times, which is what Couture transfers are all about. They are reusable silkscreen transfers. So you can make one of these awesome boards for your home, and then at the holidays when you're always like, you know, invited over for the holiday for a party or something at a friend's house and you never know what to bring, make one of these guys. You already have the transfer, you already have the paste. Just grab a board and create an awesome home decor piece for your host or hostess and bring that along to the party. I think that's an awesome idea. So this is all that you have to do in order to clean your transfer. That is fully cleaned and I will be able to use that again and again. Couture says that we can say 8 to 10 uses, but I can tell you quite honestly, I've gotten a lot more uses out of the transfers than 8 to 10, so long as you take care of them and you clear them and clean them. And here's how this comes back into play. Remember how we wrote back on the paper side of our transfer? This is the shiny side of our transfer. So we're going to just match up the shiny side to the sticky. See how it brought back my sticky? My transfer is sticky again. So it's going to stick right on here. So I try to match this up as best I can. Make sure I'm there. I'm a little tiny off. I'm always a little slightly off when I'm returning my transfers, but not a big deal. And that is it. I'm just going to get this bubble out of here. Now your transfer is clean and ready to be used again on another project. How fun is that? So let me grab it again and we'll show you one last time. How cute. Throw a little pumpkin on there. How cute is that? I love it. So I thank you so much for watching. And I am going to put the link to my online store below if you are interested in any of these products. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye.